Yo, you guys, what is good? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are having a great Saturday afternoon. If you guys didn't know, I don't know why you're clicking on this video, but if you didn't know, this week was the NBA's trade deadline and possibly the biggest trade deadline in NBA history, with about 2 or 3 blockbuster trades going on for multiple teams. So what we are doing today is I have all 30 NBA teams' trades and acquisitions from this trade deadline, and we are going to be ranking them from S tier to F tier, every single NBA team. Let's get right into this video. If you guys are new, make sure you all sub, hit the bell for post notifications, hit that thumbs up. If you guys are already subbed, thank you guys so much. We just hit 21,000 subs, so I appreciate all of you guys. More videos, more bangers to come. Without further ado, y'all, let's get into this video. Alright, y'all, before we start, let's just appreciate greatness real quick. Let's appreciate all 3 GOAT jerseys that we have sitting behind me: Ben Simmons, Kobe Bryant, and Derrick Rose. And if y'all ain't see, we got the 1996 Chicago Bulls championship jersey. We even got the Chicago Bulls pajama pants and even the Chicago Bulls socks. So we goated out today.
Oh my god, the meat writing is crazy.
Drip check at 10 out of 10. Let's get right into it though. Let's start with the teams that didn't do anything during the trade deadline, which were only 2. So the 2 teams that didn't do anything were, number 1, the Chicago Bulls. I'm going to give their offseason a straight F. Arturas Karnisovas, however you say his name, he has been doing a terrible job. Billy Donovan, terrible job. As a Bulls fan, the Bulls have done a terrible job. Let me say this though, the Bulls are beating good teams this year, but they're losing to bad teams. I think they're around 10 and 15 versus teams under 500 and are over 500 against teams above 500. I think we knew going into the offseason last year that the Bulls needed a shooter, and they went and got Andre Drummond. And then Lonzo Ball has been shut down for the rest of the season, and they still did not even want to look for a point guard. I know there were talks about getting Zach LaVine to the Knicks, but we all know that wasn't going to happen anyways. So I'm going to give the Bulls a straight F in their offseason endeavors, or trade deadline endeavors. Just a terrible front office. I think everyone should be fired. Next up, the other team that didn't do anything, justifiably so, is the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cleveland Cavs have a young team, just got Donovan Mitchell. They have all the assets, all the players. They just need to develop them. Honestly, it was a good move for them not to do anything. So I'm just going to put them right in a B tier, average. You know, they didn't need to make any trades, but it wouldn't have hurt to get them a superstar. But they already got Donovan Mitchell anyway. So a good B tier trade deadline for the Cleveland Cavaliers. The other team that really didn't do much was the Miami Heat, who just gave away Dwayne Dedmon and 2 second-round picks for cash considerations just to free up cap space, I guess. The Heat, we all know Kyle Lowry. Heat fans know Kyle Lowry's been doing cheeks. No pun intended. I thought they were going to go ahead and trade Kyle Lowry, try to get Fred VanVleet, or try to get Chris Paul or something, but we all know what happened to the Suns there. I'm going to give them a nice C tier for their trade deadline. Moving on to the teams that actually did something. The Lakers, they traded away Patrick Beverley, Thomas Bryant, Russell Westbrook, the big one right there, Juan Toscano Anderson, and they received D'Angelo Russell, Mo Bamba, Malik Beasley, and Jared Vanderbilt. Now, I honestly think the steal of the draft is Vanderbilt. Get people that can shoot around LeBron James. We all know what can happen. We've seen it before. Honestly, a great trade. Trading away Pat Bev for Mo Bamba after trading away Thomas Bryant. I think the Thomas Bryant trade is the one that's going to shoot them in the foot the most. I really like Thomas Bryant, how he fit with that team. I guess we'll see how Mo Bamba does, but I know Lakers fans really wanted Russ out of there. I liked Russ. He thrives in only certain situations, though, and he did not thrive with LeBron James. He was doing pretty well off the bench, but overall, he goes to the Jazz. Or Jazz are going to buy him out, so hopefully he goes to a team that can utilize him correctly. But overall, Lakers, they get a nice B+ trade deadline. I respect what Rob Pelinka did. Bulls, Take notes, bro. Next up, we got the Warriors. The Warriors traded James Wiseman and 5 second-round picks. Second-round picks be getting passed around like a blunt in this right now. And they received Sadiq Bey, who they traded to the Hawks, and then they got Gary Payton the second and 5 second-round picks. We all know the West is stacked as hell now, so Bey going to the Hawks will give them a nice little push that they need to get. I think they'll get into the top 8. I don't know if they'll be a top 6 seed with Sadiq Bey. But the Warriors, I'm going to give them a D tier. You know, got their 5 picks back and then received Gary Payton II, who was a good piece for them last year. So up next, we got the Mavericks. The Mavericks traded, as we all know, Dorian Finney-Smith and Dinwiddie, along with the 2029 first-round pick and multiple second-round picks, and they received Kyrie Irving and Morris. So it is a shame, you know, trying to give up Dorian Finney-Smith. Dinwiddie's back in Brooklyn. I know he likes that, but I think the Mavericks honestly lost this trade just because Kyrie Irving's a rental. We all know how he can be, and I really think the only way that Kyrie stays with the Mavericks, if at all, is if they win a chip. Mavericks trade deadline, honestly, I'll give him a nice B. Not too bad. They received Kyrie. They still lost the trade, but, you know, getting Kyrie could never go wrong. So the Celtics made only one trade and traded Justin Jackson and traded for Muscala. That is, I'm not even gonna lie, Celtics, I don't know how you do it. That was a steal. Mike Muscala is a sniper. He is a great player. Justin Jackson basically just was on the bench. From all the Celtics games that I watched, I don't think I even seen him play once. Again, I'm gonna give them a B tier. You know, no A tiers, no S tiers yet. But we're going to get right into one right now. The Suns traded Mikal Bridges, not Miles Bridges. Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Jay Crowder, 4 first-round picks, and a 2028 pick swap for KD and TJ Warren, the biggest blockbuster trade in the NBA. This trade deadline. I'm going to be giving the Suns a nice S-tier trade. You know, they get KD, they get TJ Warren, both prolific scorers, while being able to keep Devin Booker, Chris Paul, and DeAndre Ayton. This team is the new 2016-2017 Warriors. There we go, our first S tier. Moving on, we got the Bucks, who traded 5 second-round picks, Jordan Nwora, Hill, and Ibaka, and a second-round draft compensation, and received Jay Crowder in return. Receiving Jay Crowder, who you know, can get the job done on defense, nice 3-and-D player for them to surround Giannis with, they're just getting better. So they dumped 3 players and second-round picks for a player who's actually going to play and help them out. If Jay Crowder can play like he was playing before, the Bucks are in good position. I'm giving them a nice B tier. Up next, we got the Trailblazers. The Trailblazers traded Josh Hart, Gary Payton II, and a 2029 second-round pick, and received Cam Reddish, Matisse Thybulle, Ryan Arcidiacono, who's probably going to be waived, Kevin Knox, 5 second-round picks, and a protected 2023 first-round pick. This is another S-tier, surprise, surprise, by the Trailblazers. They did a great job trading away Josh Hart, Gary Payton, who didn't even want to be there, and then a second-round pick for all of these players. Moving on to the people that they traded with, the New York Knicks. They traded Cam Reddish, lottery-protected 2023 first-round pick, Ryan Arcidiacono, and Sri, and then got Josh Hart in return. I'm not gonna lie, the Knicks did a pretty good job here negotiating this trade as well with the Trailblazers. Cam Reddish didn't even play. Like I said, he was riding there, protected 2023 first round pick. You know, who really cares? Ryan Arcidiacono didn't play. Sri didn't play, and then they received Josh Hart, who's a nice 3-point shooter. And then he played with Jalen Brunson back in Villanova, so you know they got that team chemistry already. Did a great job. I like the moves they made. I'm gonna give them a nice A tier here. The Raptors traded Kem Birch and a 2024 first round pick protected and a second round pick in 2023 and 2025 and received Pirtle 2 seconds. I think the Raptors lost this trade, but you know, they didn't do too bad. They needed a center anyways. I thought they were gonna go and get Ibaka after he was bought out, but you know, Pirtle does the job too. I'm gonna give him a nice C tier, average. The Jazz. They were a pretty big stake in this trade deadline. They traded away Mike Conley, Jared Vanderbilt, and Malik Beasley, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker, as well as a 2025 and 2026 second-round pick, while receiving Russell Westbrook, who they are going to buy out, and then a 2027 first-round pick, only lightly protected. The Jazz. I don't know how I feel about this. Conley was an all right player. Vanderbilt was a good player. Beasley was a good player. Alexander Walker, I'm not going to lie, I haven't been able to watch him that much. And they get Westbrook. I know they're trying to free up space right now, but, the 2027 first-round pick was kind of nice from the Lakers to be able to get. And then Westbrook will just be a salary dump. So I'm going to give him a D tier. I'm not crazy about it. I really don't think trading or getting Westbrook and a first-round pick was worth trading away 4 players and 2 second-round picks. That's just me, though. The Clippers up next traded Reggie Jackson, Luke Kennard, John Wall. Keep in mind, John Wall went back to the Rockets after shitting on them in a podcast just a couple weeks ago, and then multiple second-round picks, while receiving Bones Highland, Plumlee, Eric Gordon, and 3 second-round picks. This is great. The Clippers got an A tier. They are in the A tier right now. Great trade deadline. The Clippers did a good job, Bones Highland was definitely the steal of this trade, and, they get 3 picks as well in return. So, a nice A tier for the Clippers. I think they moved up. Up next, we got the Sixers. Small trade, but still a pretty good one. A bad one for them. They traded away Matisse Thybulle and got Jalen McDaniels. Thybulle was a great player. He didn't play he didn't play that much for the Sixers, but from what I've seen, great defensive player. He's going to be, I think he went to the Trailblazers, so he's going to be great next to Damian Lillard. Jalen McDaniels, I honestly don't even know how Jalen McDaniels plays. I've got to search up his stats real quick because let's see here. Jalen McDaniels, he's from the Hornets, averages 10 points per game, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. So a pretty solid player in the NBA. I think Thybulle would have been better. He was just a defensive player right next to Harden and Embiid. I think they could have used him a lot better, but they didn't. So Sixers trade, I'm just gonna give this a D. Not great. Not a fan of it. Nuggets now. Nuggets trade Bones Highland, obviously. Reed, and then 3 second-round picks, and they got Thomas Bryant and multiple second-round picks. My bad. Giving them E tier. I don't think Thomas Bryant is going to do well next to Jokic. Hopefully they buy him out or do something. I really don't see Thomas Bryant staying there at all. So, a nice D tier trade for the Nuggets, not great, or E tier, not great. The Pelicans up next. Pelicans traded Devontae Graham and 4 second-round picks and received Josh Richardson from the Spurs. Josh Richardson's a good player. Graham was also he's a great scorer from what I've seen him play. And then they gave away 4 second-round picks for that. Josh Richardson, I'm not 100% sure on how well he's playing this season. Let me check. He's averaging a nice solid 12 points per game, 43% efficiency. I don't even know how if they traded away 4 second rounders for that. I guess the Pelicans are just trying to build around Zion and Ingram. They don't really need another scorer anyways. So actually, I'll give that a nice B. That's a good B tier average trade. The Thunder were not very involved. They traded Bailey and then Muscala, and then they got Saric, Justin Jackson, and then 3 second-round picks. That's just a D tier as well. Nothing crazy. The Kings traded no one, and then they received Kessler Edwards and Cash. Edwards is nice. I would have liked to see him go for someone else. Go big or go home. They're having a run for their life. They're the 3rd seed right now, and they're finally going to make the playoffs, I think, for the first time in 18 years. So I thought they should have gone all in, tried to take this Cinderella run as far as it can go, but I'll give them a nice C tier here. The Grizzlies, traded Green and a pick swap and got Luke Kennard. You know, Luke Kennard's a great player. You know, John Morant, he's not known to be a shooter. They got Desmond Bane, who's one of the best shooters in the league. They got Dylan Brooks, who's also a pretty good shooter. So to surround Ja, who's like a penetrator.
What did he say?
And a slasher. Good pick for them. Good pickup. B tier. Nothing great. Timberwolves, they traded D'Angelo Russell and received Conley, Alexander Walker, and then a Washington-Memphis second-round pick and a 2026 second-round pick. But Timberwolves, once again, got fleeced. If I didn't think the Timberwolves could do worse than the Gobert trade, and somehow they did. The Gobert trade goes down NBA history as one of the worst trades of all time. And let me tell you, I'm a Bulls fan. I know the Vucevic trade was bad, but that was the worst. And this right here is a close second. So I'm giving that an F. Spurs traded Richardson and Pirtle, got Graham, Birch, Dedmon, 7 second-round picks, and 1 first-round pick. Spurs doing a great job, honestly. I'm giving them a nice A tier, trading Richardson and Pirtle, just dumping those players, and then getting Graham, who's a great scorer, Kem Birch again, Dwayne Dedmon. Dwayne Dedmon ass, you know, who really cares? But Kem Birch and Devontae Graham, that's great. But let's focus on the picks. 7 second-round picks for the San Antonio Spurs, and then 1 first-round picks. They're collecting picks, bro. The Indiana Pacers traded picks and got Hill, Ibaka, and Nwora back. Or Hill, Ibaka, and Nwora. The Pacers basically traded nothing. They didn't trade any first-round picks, just second-round picks for Hill, Ibaka, and Nwora. I think they're going to, you know, Pacers are all right anyways right now. So I'm just going to give it a nice C tier. Oh, I forgot the Wizards. The Wizards didn't do anything either. The Wizards, oh my gosh. They always start off well and then end up playing like shit. So, Bradley Beal, please, bro, if you're listening to this, please get out of there. Please. But yes, the Wizards did nothing. E tier. The Hornets traded Plumlee, Jalen McDaniels, received Reggie Jackson, 2 second-round picks, and that Svi guy from the Knicks. Y'all Knicks fans, tell me, who the fuck is Svi? I don't know who the hell that guy is, but, you know, he seems to be getting passed around a little bit here. So they traded away Plumlee, like I said, one of the worst centers in the league. Glad they got rid of him. Jalen McDaniels, nice. They received Reggie Jackson, who's a solid point guard, and then 2 second-round picks. I'll give them a C tier. C tier there. The Hawks, they traded 5 second-round picks in return for Sadiq Bey. That's a nice A tier. Great trade. So adding another solid defender and a scorer, can't go wrong there. A nice A tier trade for them. The Pistons traded Sadiq Bey in the 5 second rounds and received Wiseman in return. James Wiseman, I think he'll do good on the Pistons. He'll do pretty well. They got Jaden Ivey, Bogdanovich, Cade Cunningham, Jalen Duren, Isaiah Stewart. They're stacking up. They're stacking up. They're going to look pretty good in the next couple of years. I really think they will. So adding Wiseman, who's a promising big, I think it was a good trade. They only had to trade Bey and then 5 second round picks. So, they only had to trade Bey and 5 second round picks. So I'll give it a B tier, honestly. Pretty good. The Rockets, they traded Eric Gordon, Matthews, and Fernando and received John Wall, Danny Green, Justin Holiday, Frank Kaminsky, 2 second round picks, swap rights to the Clippers 2023 first round pick, which is top 6 protected. The Rockets again. Dude, I really think that the Rockets did well in this trade. I'm going to give them an A. They dumped Gordon, who, was old. Garrison Matthews really didn't do much. Fernando didn't really play that much either. They got John Wall, who they're going to buy out to fill. Now they can have an open roster spot. They get Danny Green, who's a good defender and shooter. They get Justin Holiday, who's also a great defender. They got Frank Kaminsky, who's a solid big man who can spread the floor. 2 second round picks. By the way, Frank Kaminsky's going to look really well next to Sengun, by the way. 2 second round picks, and then swap rights to the Clippers 2023 top 6 protected. So, Rockets A tier trade, they got a lot back. The keep an eye on the picks, by the way. Like I said, keep an eye on the picks for teams that are going to be rebuilding, which is the Rockets are one of them. So, and then the Magic traded Mo Bamba and received Patrick Beverly. Mo Bamba was glad as hell to get out of there. I saw the picture of Mo Bamba not even 24 hours after the trade. Bro was out of my where is it? Orlando, already heading to LA, bro. This man was on the first flight out. When his agent told him he's time to get to LA, he went straight on to whatever airline, booked the first seat, first flight out. He's already in LA. The biggest winner of this trade deadline, if it plays out, I mean, I have to give it to the Suns. You know, they got KD while keeping their core players. I know Mikal Bridges was big for them, but how can you pass up KD? And they only had to give up 4 first-round picks. Only 4. So the Suns were the biggest winners of this trade deadline, obviously. The biggest loser, I'm going to say, sadly, is the Chicago Bulls. The Bulls, y'all need to step it up. I could barely watch games anymore. Blowing 20-point leads to teams that we shouldn't be blowing leads to. Every single game. Like, it is as inconsistent as possible. I've been a Bulls fan since 2011, so like the year after D Rose's championship year, and I've never seen a team more dysfunctional than this team. I'd rather be watching Jim Boylan's NBA, which is saying something. So, those are the biggest winners and losers while ranking every single NBA team's trade deadline. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, I'm going to be running another 1v1 this week. So if you guys like the IRL basketball 5-on-5s, 1v1s, like this basketball analysis type stuff, make sure y'all sub again. Hit the bell for post notifications. Hit that thumbs up. Again, hope you guys enjoyed. Appreciate y'all to the max. Till next time, peace out.